Joey Logano has officially been a major disappointment in 2017. Perhaps the biggest disappointment this season, unless you want to say Jimmy Johnson. But the reason I don't compare Jimmy Johnson's struggles to Joey Logano this year is because number one, Jimmy Johnson has had a summer slump for as long as I can remember. Almost every season, Johnson has a summer slump around this time of the year, so it's pretty normal for him. I gotten used to that. Logano, though, this has not only been a summer slump. This struggle has, we can trace those struggles as early as after that encumbered win at Richmond. Yep, after Logano won at Richmond, the win was encumbered, and after that, straight after that win, he had two straight DNFs at Charlotte and Kansas. I mean, after the encumbered win, Logano was still in a pretty good position to make the chase on points or still win another race, or make the chase on points if he couldn't. But after those two DNFs and subpar finishes that followed, Logano is about to be kicked out the chase for the first time in his career since joining Team Penske. I mean, his performance, if you look at his performance, at his stats during this 16 race slump, and I say 16 is because going from the first Richmond race up to the race at Darlington that happened last week, Logano has had in those 16 races only 3 top 10 finishes and 10 finishes outside the top 20. And of those 10 finishes, 3 of them have been DNFs. So yeah, you could see that Logano has been having a pretty down season. But I mean, when you're saying a down season for Logano, especially the Joe Logano we're used to seeing today, the Joe Logano has made it to the championship for the 2 of the past 3 years. That's the Joe Logano we're used to seeing. That's the Joe Logano we're talking about. To see him struggling like this, to say that he's just having a down year, it's an understatement. I mean, at this point, I'm inclined to believe that he's cursed, which is pretty much a travesty considering that Logano is one of my favorite drivers and Team Penske is one of my favorite race teams. That with me being a fan of Ford and all that, I love Ford. Obviously, I love Team Penske, I love Roush, I love Stewart-Haas, I love Richard Petty, the Wood brothers, and to a certain extent Front Row. But is Joe Logano really cursed, or is he just having a down year? That's the main question, because I really want to believe that he is not cursed, but I mean, these struggles, this major slump he's had, that's just too much to be calling it just a down year, man. I just fear that Logano will not be able to recover from that in 2018. And as much as I hate to say it, I think it's best if Logano misses the chase just this year so that he can just get his act together for his team to prepare everything, to think ahead, to plan ahead for the future for 2018, because this is just out of control, man. I mean, at the start of the season, Logano was the odds-on favorite to win the 2017 championship, and I even jumped on that bandwagon. I wanted him to win the championship. I thought after coming so close the past 3 years, I thought that it was finally Logano's time to shine. And for the first 9 races, up until that encumbered win at Richmond, it all seemed alright. I mean, Logano had won the Clash of Daytona and had actually got 8 top 10s in 9 races, including that encumbered win at Richmond. And then it just all went to crap. 2 straight DNFs at Talladega and Kansas, followed by subpar finishes in the next 3 races. That was all it took for the number 22 team to be knocked off its rails for the rest of the season. and will never recover from this. So is Joe Logano? So even with all this, is Joe Logano having a down year? Yes. I still believe that Logano, this is just a down year in Logano. We all have down years. Sure. Right now Logano is performing like he's performing even worse than what he performed in his final season at Gibbs, than his 2012 season at Gibbs, than his 2011 season at Gibbs. And I say 2011 because 2011 was statistically Logano's worst season at Joe Gibbs. He's actually performing way worse than that 2011 season, which is pretty incredible. We're just seeing, I haven't seen Logano struggling so much. It's just so sad considering that I thought that Logano has proven, which is so sad because I just thought that after this season, after last season, Logano had proven himself. I was really convinced that Logano was already a championship caliber driver, that he had proven that he could compete for a championship. He just needed a little bit of luck on his side, but this is just a major step back, man. This is just a major step back. I hope that he can recover, and we'll just see what happens. If this somehow manages to pull off a miracle and win tonight at Richmond, I don't know, man. He might actually, I don't know how far he'll get. I don't think he'll get it to the championship four. I think he might actually be knocked out in the first round. Or if he makes it, he just stay there. He'll make it as far as the second round, but I don't think he will make it to the championship four, much less to the third round, the round of 8. I think he'll just stay in the round of 12. Because I mean, those strokes are just being unbelievable, man. This is just so unreal. I've never been used to seeing Logano struggle so much ever since his arrival at Penske. We'll just see what happens.